Sky, come on, the field trip is over and Miss Cameron told us to come get you.
She's still looking at that mural.
Earth to Sky.
Oh, sorry.
You've been standing out here for 10 minutes.
I know. It's just that she was so amazing. Wish I could have gotten the chance to meet her, or at least ask her one question.
Sky, come on, we got to go.
Whoa.
Miss Walker?
Are you our fairy godmother?
No, dear, but I do try my best to help make people's wishes come true. And I heard that someone wished to ask me a question before the field trip ended.
Sky, this is not the time to be shy.
Well, I have a question. Yesterday during history, our teacher taught us about these scarecrow laws.
Jim Crow laws?
Oh, she speaks.
Right, Jim Crow laws. They seemed a bit scary. You lived during that time, right? I just don't understand. How could something be legal and wrong?
Just because something is legal doesn't mean that it is just or right. That's why I and other members of the community, both black and white, decided to speak out against these laws and fight.
But how can you fight against the law? Isn't that really hard?
Quite hard. Let me show you.
Ooh, I love shopping.
Me too.
Yeah, but what does a clothing store have to do with Jim Crow?
Something as simple as go into a clothing store, which should be an enjoyable experience, oftentimes was hardship for African Americans living during Jim Crow. Although we were paying customers, we might be required to use the back door. Oftentimes, we were ignored or spoken to harshly. Tell me, when you go shopping, what are some things that you do before buying clothes and shoes?
Well, first, I pick out what I like, and then my mom makes me try on the shoes to make sure they fit.
Precisely. That was a luxury African Americans just didn't have.
What? You couldn't try on the clothes before buying them?
Not even shoes?
If we wanted to purchase shoes, we had to trace our foot on a piece of cardboard like this, and then hand it to a store employee who would then select a shoe size from the drawing.
Is that what they asked everyone to do?
No, only those who were African American.
So they were allowed to treat you unfairly just because of your race?
Jim Crow gave permission for discrimination. Is that a word you've learned yet?
I mean, I've heard it before.
Well, discrimination means to treat someone unjustly because of something such as their race or their gender.
I wouldn't want to shop at a store that discriminated against people.
Yeah, even if I could walk through the front door and try clothes on, it's not right if someone else can't.
Welcome to the St. Luke Emporium, or rather the location where the St. Luke Emporium used to be. This is where we had our very own department store. I knew having our own store was one way of killing the lion of prejudice.
How?
The way to kill the lion of prejudice and discrimination is to stop feeding it. I encourage members of our community to stop buying at businesses and stores that treated us disrespectfully. At the St. Luke Emporium, we employed 14 African American women. All our customers were treated with dignity and were allowed to try on the items they were considering purchasing.
Did the St. Luke Emporium fix it? Get rid of Jim Crow?
Oh no, we had a long way to go.
This is where I have my savings account.
Let me take you back more than 100 years to the St. Luke Penny Saving Bank. Now,
This bank was opened in 1903, and there were 900 children who had savings accounts here.
Impressive.
History is my favorite subject.
Show off.
Micah, how would you feel if you stood in line to get $100 out of your account, and then Taylor came in behind you and Sky came in behind her, but you were told to move over so the banker could help Taylor and Sky first before helping you?
I'd say, hey, don't you see me standing here?
But how would you feel?
Angry.
Sad. Unseen.
To be seen. Everyone deserves to be seen, recognized, respected. Jim Crow did the opposite. Segregation demands separation. Separate public conveyances, separate schools, separate churches, separate places of amusement, separate hotels, separate stores, separate neighborhoods in which to live. Things were supposed to be equal. However, things were far from equal. If African Americans wanted to go where we could be considered and treated as a man or woman, then we had to go where we couldn't be seen.
That's not fair. It's like these laws try to make African Americans invisible.
Yes, these laws were created so people wouldn't have to see us, serve us, or even be near us. At some banks, we would be denied loans or made to move to the back of the line, or not let in at all if our presence would cause a white customer to feel uncomfortable.
Why would you want to put your money in a bank that ignored you?
That's why we created the St. Luke Penny Savings Bank, an African American owned bank where African Americans could come and be seen, respected, and treated equally.
So you fought Jim Crow by giving better options to people of color?
Creating better options and opportunity was one way we fought. The store and the bank, those were some of those ways, but not the only way.
What was another way?
I think we have time for one more stop. Welcome to my office, the St. Luke Hall. If your school wants to get information out to the parents, what do?
Well, sometimes the principal will call all of the parents and leave a message.
Oh, or they'll put it in the school Facebook page.
Or they'll put it in the school newsletter.
Ah, yes, the newsletter. During the time of Jim Crow, we didn't have Facebook, and not everyone had a telephone. So the best way to get information out was through our newspaper, the St. Luke Herald, which we distributed weekly.
How did the St. Luke Herald help fight Jim Crow?
Seemed like everything was being Jim Crowed in the South. And in 1904, the Virginia Passenger and Power Company announced that they were going to reinforce segregation on Richmond's trolley. That meant that a black person who paid the same fare as a white person would be forced to sit in the back or stand during their ride. We were to pay first-class price for second and third-class accommodation. I knew someone must speak. Someone must cry aloud. The affliction and persecution of our people must be told so that we could get together and reason together.
Was the St. Luke Herald how you spoke up?
Yes. Our newspaper, the St. Luke Herald, helped to get the word out about protests, community events, jobs, warnings, current events. The community protested the Virginia Passenger and Power Company, and the trolley shut down. That's the power of coming together in unity of mind and spirit.
The bank, the store, and the paper all played a part in fighting Jim Crow.
When you have a common goal and work together in unity, there's nothing you can't achieve. Oh, let me get you back before your bus leaves. Before I go, I just want to let you know that I think the future is in good hands with young people who think like you. What's wrong, Sky?
Never got to ask my question.
What is your question, Sky?
I want to do something big to help people when I get older. What can I do to become like you?
Anyone who's honest and has a keen perception and tact when dealing with people can succeed. Sky, I think you and your friends have the ability to be even greater than me. Remember, have faith, have hope, have courage, and carry on.